Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who is the God of the Hebrew Israelites. Yahweh Shai being the true name of his only begotten Son. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth, and peace and love to the hopeful elect, man. Uh just it's on my spirit again, man, just to continue to remember a lot, man, concerning the chastisement. And it was just on my spirit because I was thinking, I had went on social media, and my auntie, my uncle, as well as my mother and father, man, they're not in this truth. All right. And my uncle, my auntie, they got their own church. My dad, he's like a pastor, assistant pastor, whatever. My mom teaches. Sometimes I've heard her teaching, doing lessons. My auntie, she be up there so-called preaching and stuff. And for the love of me, I just can't figure out if I know true deep in my heart. Now, I don't know the ins and out of their daily operation, what they're doing inside their house and, on a daily basis. But, I have brought up some things through the spirit concerning the true power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, the law, statutes, and commandments, through the spirit. And, they don't really want nothing to do with it. They still eat abominable things. They're not keeping the Shabbat, not, calling upon Yahweh Yahweh Shah. But they seem to be prospering now more than ever. And for the love of me, I just can't figure it out. And that stuff will vex you out and start to stress you. And then, you being a wise man, you start to desire just an understanding of all things. You desire to understand other people's lots, you know and it'll vex you out because here you are suffering day in day out for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, while constantly praying for things that you can attain on this earth, even though we set our sights way higher and set our gold and treasures in the heavens and look forward to the Lord returning and blessing us with these things. But there's things that we need now, like food, water, clothing, shelter, but again, it affects you out when you know good and well, all right, these people ain't really serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So we know the ones that's calling upon Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, knowing that they're Israelite. That's one lot. Then you got this lot of people who just don't give a flying flip. I just don't care, don't believe, so-called atheists. And right now, I'm really just speaking about the Hebrew Israelites, And there's no need to talking about the other nations right now. And then my biggest pet peeve, if you will, is this gray area, bro. That's what I call it. There's this gray area where you got all these soft ass Israelites that ain't really on nothing. All right. I mean, my mama, I've only heard her use so-called curse words twice in my life. And one was towards me and one was towards my dad. And that wasn't even no hard curse word. You know what I mean? So-called. So, I mean, they're soft and they not on nothing. They not out here. I know my mama ain't out here committing no adultery. They talk to each other all day, every day. But again, I know they not serving Yahweh by Shema Yahweh Shai. But they seem to be prospering now more than ever. My dad just got this house that, man, it ain't no mansion or nothing, but it's a really nice, super modern, big house, got space and land, and it looks good, man. My auntie, man, they got their own school, just all type of prosperity. Their children have recently gotten married, and for the love of me, I can't figure out why we suffering so much, and I feel through the spirit now, not carnally. We don't ask you how about Shema Shah for much, man. We really want this kingdom, those new bodies, things like that. So the things that we do ask the Lord pertaining to this life through the spirit, it ain't much. So again, if you feel like you're not asking the Lord for much and you see these clowns, let's just keep it real, all right, it's gonna vex you out, man. And I just wanted to just reiterate, remember what the Lord says. So we'll bring out these precepts, man. This is Hebrews 12, and we'll start at 6. Then this is the point of the whole lesson right here. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. You got to remember that this is what separates us from these clowns. It's a very hard pill to swallow, but it'll be worth it. All right. And first and foremost, saying that to myself, it'll be worth it, Lil D. You know, that ain't my Hebrew name, but you know, Lil D, it'll be worth it. All right, to endure this and remember what we're a part of, because they're not getting chastised. I'm just sitting here telling you they prospering now more than ever. The girl got her own school. All right, it's so-called Christian school. Okay, I'm watching. I just happen to see it on Facebook, and she got the children. They're happy. They singing songs about Jay, God, and Jay. And I mean, they just look like they're just prospering, almost like they're in the kingdom. I mean, they're in the country, man, and the kids just look so happy, and they just prospering. New cars, so-called Mother's Day, new vehicles. Everybody got these nice cars. Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? And we sitting here suffering again, asking the Lord for what we feel is minor things, and for through that chastisement, via that chastisement, we just not we can't attain it right now. But it's all in relation to that chastisement, man. All right. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the father chasteneth not? Beautiful. That's the point. So 9 times out of 10, you guys probably not at this this hopeful 144,000, brothers. It is what it is. We know the women ain't. You know what I mean? So if they're not getting seen about now, best believe, they'll be seen about later. All right. If they not keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, they don't have the name Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, you better believe they're gonna get dealt with. It's a hard pill to swallow, because like I say, I ain't never even heard my mama really yell or none of that. But she not serving the Lord. She out here trying to teach. They still calling upon God and Jesus. Okay. Hate to say that, but I had to say it. Still eating abominable things, not keeping the Shabbat. I'm sure the Shabbat probably fall on a Sunday every now and then, but they still probably be buying and selling. So they not keeping no, Shabbat to the best of their ability. They don't know nothing about the Passover. None of you men were there. I know my uncle and my daddy wasn't, keeping the Passover, to the best of their ability. I bet you they showed up Easter Sunday and they Easter Sunday best, though. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is my father. I'm talking about my earthly father. I'm telling you, bro. I love the guy. I love the man. All right. But I love you, how about Shema Shah more. So if they not, this thing of ours, then may the Lord deal with them. And I mean that. We suffering. Y'all niggas prospering. And I mean that. I mean that. Like, it's getting ridiculous. I can understand a sellout, P. Diddy them, Rick Ross them with his punk ass, right? Niggas that just straight going against the grain. This gray area killing me. You got all these soft, ain't on nothing Israelites just prospering but not serving the Lord. What's going on? Well, again, we're telling you what's going on. They not of this thing, bro. And it's going to manifest when you see your family take that mark of the beast. They not grounded or rooted in none of this. Have no experience in dealing with the true power at all. So like I say, that's the Lord's business, why he letting them do all that. If anything, we know that, the Lord like to puff them up to bring them on down. You know what I mean? To deflate them, and everybody's puffed up. They may not be like just, like puffed up like the rappers, but their heads are in the clouds, man, and they not reverencing the true power, man, and study just receiving all these goodies, man. You gotta watch I got a so-called step brother in the country as well. I don't be on Facebook, man. I just happened to check it out. And I see this guy. Man, and I don't covet. I don't covet it, man. Through the spirit, I don't. I'm telling you, I don't. But again, if I've asked the Lord for some type of help me, and I feel like it's not really a lot, and about that chastisement. Remember, I'm being chastised. But man, I see my little punk. See, I got 2 step brothers. I don't know the little one, the youngest one. That's who I'm talking about. My youngest step brother. I've met him a couple times and things like that. But the youngest one, I really don't know him. But I seen a picture, and this nigga, like he's like probably 21 at the most. Man, this nigga getting married. And yes, I did see his wife, and she was gorgeous. If I could draw a picture of the type of woman that I like, through the spirit, like I could draw up, man, she looked kind of like that. She was gorgeous. She was so gorgeous. I couldn't believe it, my bro. I mean, I look the best, man. I'm the first, man. So they look different. They got different daddies. They don't look like me. So I'm just like, oh my God, how they do it? It's what I'm getting at. How they pull her? Again, I ain't no hater, you know what I mean? Or nothing like that. It's just like, wow, this is really happening. So let's go to Matthew and let's see what's really happening that got us so vexed out. The Lord wasn't lying. Nah, not my ugly ass brother with this dime piece. The country girl, she look country. The thing about the country girls, man, that's one thing I learned. Hey man, having a girl from the country, that's likening to our kingdom compared to a girl in the city. Because the bigger the city, the more space and opportunity it is for wickedness to prevail. Hey, the smaller the place, man, you know what I mean? The less the people. Hey, a lot of country folk real simple, man. So-called country folk, they real simple, man. They live real simple lives, man. I'd rather have take one out the country than out the city is all I'm saying. Give me a girl out the country rather than Atlanta any day. Dang. But this is Matthew 24th chapter, and we got to remember these things, man. Matthew 24 and 38. For as in the for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage, when until the day that Noah entered into the ark. That's what we got to remember. Very important, man. The Lord is not lying. This is, his words. They're going to be doing the same thing, and we watching it now more than ever. You see the wicked of our nation, the rappers and female rappers and just a bunch of debauchery, the gang members. You see them, and then you got us, but this gray area. That's the majority of the people right there, man. Eating, drinking, married, giving in a marriage, celebrating, Mother's Day. Cause you ain't no need even talking about so-called Father's Day, cause they don't really acknowledge us anyway. But they'll do the Mother's Day shit, right? All these wicked ass so-called holidays. 4th of July coming up. It's gonna sound like a war zone out here. You know what I mean? So-called Memorial Day just went by. They was doing a little shooting and popping fireworks. You see what I'm saying? And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. And we got to remember who was floating in that damn water. You think it wasn't babies? You think it wasn't women and children in that water? Men. All right. All of that. Animals. All right. Everybody except Noah and his family, man. We got to remember that. And this is in relation to this next precept in Romans. Gotta remember that my auntie, my mother, my father, all right, my cousin, my brothers, they might all get caught up in this, man. And when that pressure get applied, and they gonna take that mark of the beast. Look how weak they were during the pandemic. Same people I'm talking about, same people took the damn jab, and supposed to be, where was the prayer circles? They at least was decent in that in the so-called church. So-called black church. At least they're good at that. Sometimes they can, get together in a damn, circle and pray and call upon God. Where was that though? They wasn't even doing that. They couldn't even do that because they was quarantined 6 feet. So it wasn't none of that going on. All it was Esau, please help us. And went right down to Babylon for help, man. All right. And got juiced on up. So you think they're not gonna take that mark when their whole livelihood is at stake? All right. When their families are hungry, their wife, their husband is hungry. All right. In need of clothing, in need of shelter, in need of some type of peace and comfort, especially concerning the woman. You think these same people I'm talking about within my family and yours too, you think they ain't gonna take that mark of the beast? So we got to remember these things. Look for the people not getting chastised, bro. Good sign that the Lord not dealing with them as sons. How you prospering and we supposed to be in captivity? That's the one thing I just don't get. There's a balance to it. With the Lord's hopefully elect. That daily bread. So the Lord is gonna provide us with things we need. How y'all prospering so much, bro? I don't get it. You know? How y'all having so much fun and we supposed to be in captivity? It ain't right. But so that's how you know 9 times out of 10, you know, just with our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, putting everything together, these same people probably gonna get dealt with. They probably done for, and they're probably their light is probably to take that mark. All right, but in where am I at? Romans, right? Concerning the days of Noah, and when the Lord put those children, those babies, those women, those old men, those strong men, all right, skinny women, tall women, short men, fat men, all right. He threw them all in that water, man, flooded them, all right. Water entered all into their lungs, all right, screaming, all type of craziness was going on in that water, man, all right. And we got to remember that. I got to remember that concerning my auntie and my uncle, my mother, my father, my brothers, you know, my cousins. If they not chosen to do this, it is what it is, man. We love our family, don't get it twisted, but we don't love them more than we love the Lord. It's all his, like a brother had mentioned that a while back concerning our children. It's the Lord's child anyway. The Lord, the one that gave us these children, whether they be slaughtered, for salvation or destruction. We can't be in our feelings. It's the Lord's child anyway. It ain't really our child. It's the Lord's. We all belong to the Lord. So let the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall be played out in this mother. You know what I mean? Let it be played out. And clowns. Love my auntie though, man. Nice as can be. I love them. But when it comes to this truth, come on, man. Y'all some clowns. It is what it is. You know? Just because you're my family don't mean I'm not, I'm not finna lie to you. You know what I mean? You're a clown. A prospering clown. But yeah, this is Romans 2:11. Straight to the point. For there's no respect of persons with Yahweh. No respect of persons. And that's in relation to the Lord taking them out, man. All right. So don't get it twisted. Just because they're soft spoken. All right, just because they're prospering now and got, seem like they got these bright lives, that there's a dark cloud coming over this earth, man. They don't, they didn't hearken into what we were saying. They looked at me like I was crazy. You understand me? Same people, right? Same people in their families looked at me like I was crazy when I first came into, understanding that the world was ending, quote unquote. All right, been told them that, and this is before I even came into the truth, all right, of who we are, who the Lord is, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right. This was just like when I first got out of the military and I started, dipping into the quote unquote conspiracy stuff, man, Alex Jones and all that type of stuff, and I was telling them, man, basically, hey, this is over with. Martial law and all that coming. That was back in 2012. You know what I mean? Looked at me like I was crazy, like I was a fool. It's okay. And here they are prospering now more than ever. I'm like all my little cousins that got married, bro. All my look. Let me think. As of right now, and I thought about this. I had to really think about this. As of right now, on both my mama's side and my daddy's side, off the top of my head, everybody booed up except me. And there's one girl, and I really don't mark her. She marked up. She ain't my blood cousin, just through marriage. She one of my cousins, but I mark her. She beautiful. She gorgeous. She alone, and I believe that the Lord, hey, that's through the Spirit. You know what I mean? But everybody else is just, I got, is married, and they got children and multiple children, and they happy. They got these lives. Everybody buying houses now. My generation, everybody getting houses and shit like that, and we just suffering, bro. You know what I mean? The Lord give us our daily bread. Don't get it twisted. We ain't out here like some bums, but we not happy. That's the point, bro. It's so much more to life than this, man. That's why we're fighting so hard, man, to get out of here so we can truly be happy. Them tears of joy and them smirks they got now, it's all fake. It's temporary. All right. Watch those smiles turn into deep frowns here pretty soon, man. Lord willing, pretty soon. We just gotta, finish the work, man. And that's it. All right. And I ain't gonna make this lesson no longer, man. Remember, if we being chastised on any level and we serving the Lord to the best of our ability, oh, we got a good chance of making it out here. For everyone else that you see that ain't being chastised, that's prospering, and I'm talking about of our nation, keep your eye open. Cause you know what I mean? Cause they like might be to take that mark of the beast and be destroyed, man. Hey, remember that. Remember that. And that go for your whole freaking family. Whoever, you know what I'm saying? I got some people in my family that I really care for, man, especially my cousins and stuff like that. Hey, man, through the spirit, I'm prepared to leave them all. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number that makes it, that receives that salvation, that mercy, that pity upon us, from Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Putting forth that decent effort. But hey, until next time, hey, I pray this was edifying. Shalom.